What's good? It's your boy Jay, that's me. Let's dive into Monday Night Raw from June the 17th, 2024. A pretty decent show. One of the stronger episodes of Monday Night Raw that we've gotten in quite some time. So this was a pretty decent show. I don't want to waste any time. Let's go ahead and get right into the reveal and debut of the Wyatt 5, aka the Wyatt 6. So they're finally here. So the lights go on and off. There's a white light that appears. The door opens. There's a female who's crawling in a frightening mask, which is basically Nikki Cross. She's going to be Sister Abigail. So she points to the back. The camera crew goes backstage. There's smoke everywhere. And there's just people, bodies everywhere that's lying unconscious, which is great. So we see Eric Rowan, who's wearing a frightening bunny mask. He's got a hammer as his help, which is awesome. So there's a person who was taken out. I believe it was Braun Strowman, whose head was against the wall, and he was taken out by, I believe it was Dexter Lumis. So a dreadlock figure appeared. He's sitting Indian style on a desk amidst the carnage. So we continue to go backstage. There's a guy in a gas mask, which I assume would be Joe Gacy, which is cool. And then Chad Gable, he's unconscious. He's bleeding from the head, which is awesome. Then Uncle Howdy, he comes out with his arms stretched. He walks by the guy in the gas mask. So they make their way out to the arena, and Uncle Howdy lifts up the lantern, poses with the people, and says, "We're here," and blows out the lantern, and the crowd's chanting "Holy shit!" But you can hear them, but it's not like super duper loud where it has to be bleeped out. But they were able to say "Holy shit!" So this was good. I actually do like this. But the thing about it, the Wyatt 6 has to have an end goal in mind. What is their end goal? What's their mission statement? What are they there to do? And they have to wrestle. And I think the type of Wyatt 6, the type of faction that they're going to go with is they're going to go with the Wyatt family of old. That's where they're going with all of this. Where it's just, they beat people up, they speak in cryptic promos and everything else, and they want championship gold, and they want to be dominant. They want to take over on Monday Night Raw. Hopefully we can see them in NXT. Hopefully they'll show up and cause chaos there, as well as SmackDown. Just put the entire WWE locker room on notice that no one is safe. So hopefully that's where they go with this whole thing. But this is something that will have to play out. I'm glad they finally appeared, and this was great. We need to know what their plans are next week. Hopefully they could have a match at, I would presume, SummerSlam versus Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is too soon. It's 2 weeks away. So you could still do cryptic promos and everything else, creepy vignettes and all that stuff for a while until we get to SummerSlam. Because SummerSlam is like a month and a half away. So, yeah. But this was a really, really good segment. This was a really good way to close the show. The crowd loved it. I enjoyed it. This is just something that we have to wait and see how things play out. But there does have to be an end goal in mind as well as a mission statement. If those two things don't exist in this, then it's all pointless, and it's all pointless at the end of the day. It's all pointless. So, this is great. Good stuff. All right, let's get into the show. Let's start at the beginning. So, Seth Rollins comes out. He is back. and he's in a nice little spiffy white suit, and he comes out. So he has a return. He hasn't been on WWE television in 2.5 months. So Seth Rollins is glad to be back. He says that he came back because he wanted to be the best of the best. He's seen them all. He's faced them all. Rollins said he got into this business not to be one of the best, but he got into the business to be the greatest of the best of all time. And he can't do that without regaining the World Heavyweight Championship. So he was thinking about getting into Money in the Bank. That's where his mind was. Until Damian Priest came out. And so Damian Priest said that he's happy to have Seth Rollins back. And he really means it. And he basically gives Seth Rollins a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. And that's really what the segment was all about, you know. They both put each other over and everything else. So this actually does make sense. So I do like this. It's interesting. So moving on. So earlier on in the day, Chad Gable, he went into Adam Pearce's office with Otis, Maxine Dupree, and Akira Tozawa, the Alpha Academy. Chad Gable says if it wasn't for his number one disappointment and the others, he did have the Intercontinental Championship. Chad Gable wants another shot. Adam Pearce says that Chad Gable has had multiple opportunities. The best thing for him to do is go back in the line and earn it. So, Chad Gable says he's fine with that, and Adam Pearce can serve up Chad Gable whoever he wants. And so it's made official. So that's fine. So, first match of the night, Braun Strowman versus Chad Gable. Braun Strowman defeats Chad Gable via the running power slam. So Chad Gable is out. He's over and done with. And his goal now is to become Money in the Bank. His goal is to win Money in the Bank. So that's pretty cool. That kicks ass. Is he going to succeed? Hell no. Why the fuck would he succeed at that? No. Moving on. So post-match, Chad Gable, he continues to berate and belittle the rest of Alpha Academy. He takes the crutch away from Maxine Dupree. He tells her to get out of his ring. He's tired of her and everything else. He pushes around Akira Tozawa, and then Otis finally stands up. He does a shoulder tackle to Chad Gable, taking him off his feet. Then he rips up the Alpha Academy t-shirt, and he's got a singlet. And this is fine, I guess, but it could have been done better. I wish that Otis would have utterly destroyed Chad Gable. Like, I wish he would have done like a World SummerSlam and the Worm. I think that would have been, no, my bad, the Caterpillar. That would have been great. That'd have kicked ass. But it didn't happen. Moving on. More Judgment Day stuff. So, Damian Priest, he comes into the clubhouse. So, Finn Balor says that he has Priest back against Seth Rollins. Damian Priest wants to talk about about Finn Balor taking the hotel key from last week. Finn Balor says he took it to protect Dominic Mysterio. Balor isn't happy with the accusation. Damian Priest says Finn Balor's been acting strange. Where's his head at? He'll be the next Money in the Bank winner. Balor says he'll cash in on Cody Rhodes. Not gonna happen. So Damian Priest wanted to make sure that they're on the same page. So Dirty Dom is having trouble finding his purple cow vest. So So Carlito jokes that he might have left it in Liv Morgan's hotel room. JD McDonough says that's not happening. Carlito is told to get ready for his match. So Damian Priest asks Finn Balor if he's talked to Rhea Ripley. But Balor says he's staying far away from that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Not really all that important. Money in the Bank qualifier for the women. Triple threat. Io Sky. She defeated Kiana James and Zelina Vega. Okay. That's fine. Because Liv Morgan came down and she got involved. And she cost Zelina Vega the match. So obviously they're clearly setting up Zelina Vega versus Liv Morgan at Money in the Bank. That's fine, I guess. I don't really give too much of a shit about it, but it is what it is. And Kiana James, it sucks that she's in a position where she's not being used. She's been on the main roster for, 2.5 months. She's not done anything. She's had probably barely 2 matches. 3 at the max. And she's not done much of anything. I don't get it. I don't understand why Triple H called her up. He could have easily left her back down in NXT. I don't fucking understand it. I don't. Moving on. So, Sami Zayn comes out. So, he gets on the mic. He said that he's done with Chad Gable. It's all over with. He's just focused on the Alpha Academy, making sure that they finally walk away from Chad Gable. And that they're done with his bullshit. So Braun Breaker comes out. He says that he's hungry for gold. Braun said that he's left a long list of boys since he's gotten here. Sami Zayn is next on this list because he's taking the Intercontinental Championship away from Sami Zayn. So both Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker continue to bicker back and forth for a second until Sheamus comes out. And Sheamus says that he respects Sami Zayn and everything else, yada, yada, yada. And then him and Braun Breaker, they get into it. He calls Braun a kid. He says he's had his eye on the Intercontinental Championship for 5 years now. And it's basically his. And if Braun has a problem with it, he has to go through him to get to the Intercontinental Championship. So Sami Zayn, he's like, okay, cool, that's fine. I'll just talk to Adam Pearce and make the match official. This is great, really good stuff. Moving on. So we get a video package from Dragon Lee, which says Carlito cost him the opportunity to tag with the legendary Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. Carlito took him out like a coward. Finally, he can get his revenge. When Carlito messes with the dragon, he'll get burned. Okay. Weird. Alright. Moving on. So Kathy Kelly, she's backstage with Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn, who are the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. They're thrilled to pick up the win in front of their family and friends in Scotland. They're willing to take on all comers, the titles. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, they walk in. Oh my god. Shayna Baszler says they beat them down handily last week on Raw. And on Saturday, she made Jade Cargill tap out. But the referee didn't see it. Zoe Stark says they're coming for the titles. Who gives a damn? I'm tired of this. Dragon Lee is defeated by Carlito with the help of Liv Morgan, who comes down and gets involved. So it is what it is. Post match, Liv Morgan, she comes out. She comes down to the ring. She's wearing Dirty Dom's vest. She approaches Dom seductively. Zelina Vega attacks her from behind. They got into a little brawl. And then, that's how Carlito won. So it's just a bunch of nonsense. Not really all that important. I don't give a shit about this Judgment Day stuff. Moving on. So, Chad Gable, he's furious backstage. He comes up to Otis, Akira Tozawa, and Maxine Dupree. Chad Gable demands to know why Otis put his hands on him. Otis packs his bags and says that they're done with Chad Gable. They all walk off. Chad Gable shouts that there'll be nothing without him. Gable says he'll do what Otis couldn't do. He'll win Money in the Bank, and he'll cash in to become world champion. So this is okay, but I wish they would have done a lot more with this. There has to be more to this. They can't just be ending it like this on such a low note. So I don't know what the fuck Triple H is cooking up, but he needs to do something, because it can't just end like this. Like, what are we doing? I do not know. Moving on. So Drew McIntyre, he comes out. He gets on the mic and he just says that he can't do it anymore. And he says, screw this company. And he says, I quit. And so he walks off. And so Adam Pearce and Triple H, they're trying to tell him, no, you know, don't worry about it and everything else. It'll all be okay. And Drew says that he's serious and that he's done. So, you know, okay. We all know it's a work. We all know it's a storyline, because we know good and damn well he'll show up on Friday, because SmackDown is in Chicago. So, you know, he's going to take out CM Punk. So, I mean, that's a no-brainer. Like, come on. I don't know why they're doing this, but it is what it is. Drew McIntyre, I've always liked him. It's just him being champion, it's never really worked out for him. Even when he was feuding with Lashley back in 2022, it didn't work out for him then. So, you know, it is what it is. No, that was in 2021, my bad, not 2022. That was in 2021, my bad. That was 3 years ago. But we'll see where this storyline goes. We'll see where it goes. Moving on. So, Damage Control, they are defeated by KC Squared, which is Caden Carter and Katana Chance. And then Lyra Valkyria comes out to make sure that Damage Control doesn't do any more beatdown or whatever. I don't know. I don't give a fuck about Damage Control. Fuck Damage Control. I'm tired of this. They're a useless faction. They were cool when Bayley was first a part of it 2 years ago. Now they've not done much of anything, so I don't know what the hell they're doing. I don't. Moving on. So Dakota Kai, she's complaining about Lyra Valkyria getting involved in their match. So Io Sky is disgusted and says she's had enough. Damage Control needs to change. If they don't, Io Sky will change things herself. And both Dakota Kai and Kairi Sane look worried. Okay. Alright. Not really all that important. I don't give a damn about it. Again, just nuke Damage Control. Like, just nuke them. Moving on. So, Sheamus and Braun Breaker, their match was a no contest because Ludwig Kaiser got involved. Very hard and physical match. Kaiser, he attacked Sheamus. And so, they had like a little brawl. And then he was about to go for the running dropkick that he's done for quite some time now. And then Braun just spears the shit out of him, which was great. I loved it. Braun kicks ass. So I'm guessing for Money in the Bank, it'll be a triple threat match. Maybe even a fatal 4-way. Ugh. I don't like any of those options, but it is what it is. Because I like both Ludwig and Braun Breaker. You know, give it to either one of them. It'll be fine. But Sami Zayn does not need to hold this title. He just doesn't. Moving on. So Dirty Dom, he's backstage. He's looking for his best. So Liv Morgan playfully calls to him Dom wants his vest back. She tells him to take it off of her. She unzips it a bit to help him out. And then Dom starts to slowly unzip the vest. But Damian Priest sees him and gets involved. Damian Priest asks what's going on. Dom says that he wants his vest back. Priest tells Dom to get his things and to go to the clubhouse. And then Dom takes the vest off and dips. So Damian Priest tells Liv Morgan to stop playing games with Dom. Dom's not interested, and just to leave her alone. I mean, my bad, leave him alone. And Liv Morgan giggles and walks off. So this is pretty cool, so I like this shit. Moving on. Karrion Kross, he's backstage with Scarlett. Karrion Kross wishes Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston a good evening. 2 weeks ago, AOP beat the living hell out of them. Last week, the end of the day cost AOP the tag team titles. They gave Kross a taste of his own medicine. Kross was prepared to go wild, but Scarlett convinced him not to do anything that would get him arrested. Next week, he wants to face either of them in a match when he'll leave his crew in the back. And he hopes it's Kingston since he likes to leave Woods in the back. And then he says TikTok. So this is fun. Really good promo. I wish that they would do something with Karrion Kross. It seems like his second run has been way worse than his first run. Like, I have no idea what the deal is. The guy's a total badass and everything. It's just, there's just nothing for him. I don't know. I really don't know. And Kross kicks ass. I like him a lot. I've liked him since his Impact days. So the New Day, they're backstage. Xavier Woods says Karrion Kross and the Final Testament came to Raw before quickly focusing on the New Day. Kofi Kingston says that Karrion Kross has done nothing. He has one accolade, and that's being NXT champion. He's done nothing since then. Kofi Kingston says since he called out his name, he'll accept the challenge. So this is fine. This does make sense. We gotta see where this goes. Moving on, Jey Uso, he's hanging out with the crowd backstage. Jey Uso says that he needs the W for himself and for the people. Jey Uso is going to snatch that Yeet case and cash it in to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. And then this leads us into the main event, which is a triple threat match. So it's Finn Balor, Jey Uso, and Rey Mysterio, with Jey Uso getting the win. So it is what it is. So this was fun. Monday Night Raw was pretty decent for the most part. We got a kick-ass debut of the Wyatt 5, aka Wyatt 6. Seth Rollins returned. And we got some pretty cool stuff with Dominic and Liv Morgan. So, pretty good stuff. So, overall, Monday Night Raw was pretty decent for the most part. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.